Unprepared isn't scripted or edited. There are no redos, and when we screw up, it's going live. This works for our show, but it is no way to run your e-commerce business. Our partner Rewind is here to help. They will help you back up your Shopify store with automated backups of your most important data. Rewind should be the first app you install on your store to protect it from human error, misbehaving apps, or collaborators gone bad. It's like having your very own magic undo button. It's trusted by over 70,000 retailers, from side hustles to the biggest online stores like Gymshark, Gatorade, and Movement Watches. Best of all, if you reply to any of their welcome series and mention Unprepared, you can get your first month free. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Unprepared. Joining me from across the planet on the other side of the world and somewhere that's a lot warmer than where I am. Welcome to the show, Jaryd from Buying Online Businesses. How are you doing?
Good, man. Thanks so much for having me on, Chase.
Absolutely.
I love these little chats that we get to have all the time. It's great.
It's so much fun. This is the best part of my job. This is the best random idea I had, was making bite-size episodes of the podcast. It just means I get to talk to all the partners that we have out in the community, and I learn like way faster, a lot more rapidly. But this isn't about me. This is about you. And we're today. The topic is how to go from 0 to 1 in e-commerce. But kind of a cheating way. I don't know. I'll pass it over to you and let you kind of run the reins here.
This is the funny thing. When we're at school, we're told not to cheat. We're told not to take shortcuts. We're told not to, do lots of things, and it can really stuff us up as an adult and wanting to achieve goals and things like that. And yeah, I mean, I went down the route of trying to start my own website businesses and failed. And it's quite hard. I started a content blog, made a bit of money, started a e-commerce business doing drop shipping as well, made a little bit of money. I didn't know anything about digital marketing at the time. So that was a rude awakening. But then I came across the stat that 90% of all startups fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hang on, I was still plumbing, still doing my regular job. And I was running these 2 other businesses. I'm like, well, if 90% of these businesses have failed, that means I need to start another 8 to at least have one that's going to work. And I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, why can't I possibly buy one? So I went back onto Google and I typed in to Google how to buy a website business or an online business. And there wasn't much at the time. So I started creating content around it and teaching myself. And I bought my first business, and then I bought another one, and I bought 3 within 18 months it was. And the thing that about buying a business instead of starting one from scratch is not only the 90% failure rate, but what's within that 90% failure rate is a lot of people want to just start an online business to make money, and they don't have any experience or digital marketing skills or business skills at all. So that makes it really, really hard. And then to add, to stack on top of that is that once you do find a product that you are passionate or excited about, you still need to find this thing called product market fit. And that's really, really hard. Like, that can take some serious time and some serious money into ad campaigns, into setting up your shop, into trying to find what products are going to actually sell with the audience that you're marketing to. And this is why so many people struggle, is because they just don't really get to the product market fit. But when you buy an online business, is you already find one that's past that 90% failure rate. It's already got a product market fit. You can see the proof if you log into their Shopify account, which you can do when you're about to buy the site. You just get editor's access, and you can see all the sales. You can see how many returns are happening, if any. And it's already past that product market fit. It's already got a digital marketing system, right? It's got the campaigns that are working. They've already put all that tests that all those mad scientists test together, and you can come in and become an operator, and then, put your own flair into it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this reminds me of a conversation I had a few months ago, and I'll try to link to it in the show notes, with a guy. He bought it was a supplement company, and it was doing about $12,000 a month, and then he doubled it to do about $250,000 the next year. So that's
awesome.
That goes to show that, you can buy other people's businesses and grow them. What kind of investment am I looking at to go down this route to buy an e-commerce store as opposed to starting one?
An e-commerce store, look, it's the general rule of thumb here is that I like to say is that you get what you pay for. And there are, people that start e-commerce stores and they've just got like a storefront and they're not really selling many products, and they've tried to scrap some things together and they're selling it for like $10,000 or $20,000. I'd say you probably wouldn't want to spend any less than the $40,000 to $50,000 range to buy something that's at least got some legs or starting to grow some legs, and then come in and make some radical changes to it once you know what's working and what's not working. The thing with businesses is a lot of people will buy one, they'll get really excited and they'll go, oh cool, I'm going to change all these things and stuff like that, and then throw the baby out with the bathwater, instead of like just stopping and waiting for a number of months. This is what I do with all my coaching clients and mastermind clients, is we just look into what's working and just go, all right, what's working really, really well? And let's lean into that. For example, if they've got like 100 products for sale, what are the top 3 best products? Let's stop marketing everything else except for those top 3 best products. Let's put those top 3 best products on the top of the site, or on the homepage, and really put a lot of attention around those and get a bunch of money through the best selling products, make a really good profit margin, and then start experimenting on the side and trying to see, run campaigns alongside those best products and all that sort of stuff. So I would say, to answer your question, is I wouldn't spend any less than the $40,000 to $50,000 range. Now, when you're starting an e-commerce business, depending on if you're doing self-product distribution, having a warehouse or you're doing drop shipping and stuff like that, there's some serious startup costs.
Yeah.
And people spend $50,000 or more.
No, so yesterday on Twitter, there was a release from Shopify. It's an official thing on the blog somewhere, and I hope I can find it. Or I'll have to track down. Long story short, the expected cost that an entrepreneur guessed they were going to spend on starting an e-commerce business was around $20,000. Was their guess, and then the actuality cost was, I want to say it was $48,000, but I do know it was between $40,000 or $50,000 was what it actually ended up being. Startup cost to, launch a new business that doesn't have product market fit or doesn't have stuff figured out already. So
yeah,
that's something to keep in mind.
That's like 90% of people are spending around $40,000 to $50,000 and not getting it back, not getting a return on it.
Yeah,
that's the actual raw stats, right?
They're going bankrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a harsh reality.
Yeah, or you can find one that's already selling. So that's a key I want to point out here is, you mentioned earlier, some people are kind of throwing some stuff together and adding products and saying, oh, I've got a turnkey e-commerce site. But if it doesn't have sales, it doesn't have customers, that's not a turnkey site. You're inheriting a nightmare. Don't spend any money on that kind of stuff. There are sleazy people out there that will sell you a snake oil Shopify store.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people out there. There's on Shopify Exchange is where they actually let people list their Shopify stores as they are. People would set up a Shopify store, link it up with Alibaba, and say, I've got a drop shipping business, and they'll tell you, they'll try and put some fake sales through and stuff like that. And yeah, you're not really buying when you buy a business, what you want to buy is a system that's working quite well. They haven't got those 2 main things.
You want the customers, man. You want to have that proven track record, and you want you want a system. You essentially want you want a basic funnel that's working.
The 2 most valuable things is having the product market fit, knowing that the product's going to sell and to who. And the second is the marketing system. Those 2 things, that's the business there. If you've got that, then you've got a business. If you don't have that, then you don't really have a business. And so I think that's, you need to really do your due diligence on the marketing system and the product and stuff like that. But we can get into that if you'd like as well.
Well, I think I want to kind of end it there, because I know I'm gonna have you back, because we're gonna talk about the other side of this conversation about I've grown my business to a certain point. I think I want to sell it, and I'm gonna have Jaryd back, and we're gonna talk about that next time. But if this is resonating with someone now and they're like, you know what, that sounds like a better investment of my time, energy, and money, how do they get a hold of you?
Go to my site, buyingonlinebusinesses.com. I've got a podcast, and you can check that out if you want to listen to that. If you want to sell your business, Chase, I've got a bunch of buyers. If anybody else listening has want to sell their business as well, I've got a bunch of buyers in my community that are willing to buy. People that aren't even in my community, just people that listen to my podcast. So check out my site if you're interested. And if you got any questions, flick me a message.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.